4, Leicester 2. First half, absolute cruise control. Second half, shit the fucking bed. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in as always. We're going to obviously be reacting to that game today. Wasn't too bad, was it, really, on the face of it? You know, a 4-2 win. Made to work hard of it in the end, but, you know, we got there. That's the absolute most important thing that we carried on. I think maybe there was a little bit of nerves, almost sort of what the season's gone by. We've seen it where City dropped points, and then, as I said earlier, we shit the bed, didn't we? But thankfully, we've got over the line today. Maybe a little bit of justice, a little bit of, you know, feeling of a little bit gut from last season, from last weekend. Sorry, you know, losing it or drawing it so early on. We sort of come back and yeah, it sort of helped us out today. But what we're going to start with is we're going to start talking about one particular player indeed, and that is, yeah, Leandro Trossard. Now, I mean, if you was watching me last week, you probably seen that I went in on him a little bit. The geezer with more bags under his eyes than bags in the bank. Yeah, listen, he deserved to have it last week. Let's get that right. But and to be fair, I wouldn't have started him today either. So let's get that right. I'll be totally honest. I wouldn't have started him today, but Mikel Arteta did, and there we go. He scored 2 goals. That's the way to respond, you know. He really let us down last week. He was obviously suspended for the Bolton game. Comes back into the team, and he does the business. That's the main thing. Now, all right, you know, you can say, you know, it's a little deflection for the third goal. I couldn't give a toss. As long as that ball went in the back of the net for the 3, and obviously we went on to get the 4. That's essentially all that mattered today, really, ain't it, people? You know, it is just a perfect way to respond, and that's what we want from Trossard, you know, and all of the players as well. If you're always going to have a little bit lows in your squad, you know, in your career, but come and do the business on the field. We can give a shit. Score 2 goals, score another 2 next week, score another 2 against PSG. You know, that's what it's all about. And I'm sort of glad for him, you know, that he's not sort of come on and sort of thought, oh, you know, am I going to be dropped? He's been brought back in and he's done the business. That's exactly what we want. I'm just going to quickly come into the chat, just quickly, so I can see some faces here. Carl, absolute pleasure. How we doing, my geezer? Always a pleasure, mate. Hit the likes on the arrival, absolutely. Vic, my man, hope everything's well with you. Let us know in the chat if you've got any updates. You know what I'm talking about, my brother. Always good to see you, mate. Carl, that Leicester keeper had an incredible game. Some performance, mate. Listen, Carl, it's almost not a surprise to us now, is it? You know, and by that, I mean, whenever a goalkeeper needs to have an absolute world-class performance, they do it against Arsenal, didn't they? The amount of years I've been watching this club, and I actually don't know too much about their keeper, let's face it, but I know he's not a world-class keeper or whatever. But when a keeper just needs to absolutely produce a worldie, they always seem to do it at Arsenal, didn't they? It's absolute madness. I'm no surprised he turned into absolute peak Oliver Kahn, absolute peak Schmeichel. Do you know what I mean? It's absolute madness. But you know, we managed to find a way. I think I was listening to Talksport on the drive home from the game earlier, and was it that vile prick Adrian Durham, was it, or something like that? I think he was saying something about I think he got like a 9.7 match rating or something like that and conceded 4 goals. That just goes to pretty much show you how dominant we were, or how good he was, rather. But actually, on the face of it, it almost goes to show what a lack of cutting edge that we've got. It's almost like you need a striker. You look at Erling Haaland. All right, didn't get on the score sheet today, and I mean, thank God he didn't. Let's get that right. It's allowed us to creep back up that table. Liverpool, they got their win, didn't they? A 2-1. Yeah. Look, you know, it is what it is. They were sort of always expected to win that game, but they're not looking convincing. They didn't look convincing there. But yeah, back to us, Arsenal. You know, You look at Kai Havertz. All right, he almost got a Danny Welbeck-esque goal, didn't he today? Um, I haven't actually seen the replays of any of the goals, but where I sit in the North Bank on the upper tier, you can sort of see it was an ugly goal, wasn't it? It was just deflected, a whack off you, or whatever. That's not even a goal. I mean, I know they go in, but you almost don't want to give him the credit. I don't know if I'm being a bit harsh on Havertz, but I mean, this wasn't a strike, was it? Let's get it right. It was just a deflection off of him. Um, I was getting a bit wound up in that stadium. I'm not going to lie. After I said to one of my mates at 2-2, I had a £7 watered down shitty Camden Ales beer that I always regret buying, but buy it anyway, mug. And at 2-0, I just thought to myself, I said to my mate, I was like, look, I think that's sort of it, really. The only thing I'd guard about is them first 5 minutes of the second half. And fuck me, I finished my beer, go sit on the seat, and it's 2-1. I was so sort of almost comfortable, and I don't know why I deluded myself into this comfort in that, we were 2-0 up, we're going to be absolutely fine. They're not going to break this defence down. All it takes, and we're starting to see it now, aren't we, this season? We're failing to close out, whether it be conceding, whether it be, being having a player sent off. Something controversial, let's just to summarise it up. There's always that little something, isn't there, that we just can't seem to just eradicate from our game. The Man City game, obviously, the Trossards is sending off. Today, all we had to do was just start the game as we usually do in the second half. I mean, I barely sat in my seat and I looked around and I thought, oh God, what's happened here? Like, and then all of a sudden it's pressure. And it's because, I'm the refereeing isn't great in this country, but again, we see one of their players kick it out in the first half and absolutely nothing came of it. The consistency, it's not there. So while the Arsenal players should sit there and think, then not everyone's sort of against us. Let's have this little mentality about them. Let's guard against these things, and we start the game and can see the goal. And you think at any stage when you're only 1-0 up, all it takes is a bad refereeing decision, a mistake in the defence, and it's a penalty, or a wonder goal, on anything, ain't it? And you're down. So it was a little bit frustrating to see that. I know we sort of clawed it back, but yeah, that keeper, man, always the same. Vic, what we're saying, bud. Yeah, not happy to let a 2-goal lead slip, but glad we won the game. Why do we have to make hard work of it, man? That's almost been the DNA of Arsenal for a little while now, ain't it, mate? And we just cannot seem to shake that, and it's annoying. And it's probably held us back the last 2 years. That little bit there, not being able to win the championship. Um, it's always the way. At 2-0, like I said, I just thought it was cruise control. I thought, in the first 5 minutes, get that third goal, and I mean, it is just absolutely done. Then, ain't it? Absolutely finished, done and dusted. And we just made, like you said, mate, we made absolute hard work of it, mate. Vic, not too bad, bro. Well, that's a fucking great thing to hear, man. No update for the op. I've been told to expect November time. That's wicked, man. 2 months away. I know it's a long wait and all of that, but the ball's rolling, fella. Absolutely buzzing for you. Poor game from Kai. Yet again, listen, I was starting to get wound up in that second half, right? And then I see him. He he had, what was he? I think he was inside the 6-yard box, wasn't he, or something like that. And it looked from where I was sat, and he sort of attempted some sort of shot straight at the keeper. I'm thinking, mate, you're Arsenal's number 9 now. Like, you're about 6 yards out, you're 5 yards out, whatever. It's 2-2, and you had that chance. You've got to be putting them away. And it was just having seen us concede that early goal, and then the second goal from Justin as well. I thought to myself, I was like, come on, we just need someone to put the ball in the back of the net now. And Havertz weren't that. And I'm just sort of thinking, what else did he really do in that half, in the game? What did he sort of really do? Look, he had a decent, let's not take it away from him. He had a decent little purple patch, didn't he, at the end of last season? It wasn't too bad, he was getting some good goals or whatever, which ultimately led to nothing because we won fuck all. But he had a good little bit of form. this season, all right. What's he got? 1-2. That actually might have been his third goal. That fucking weird deflection thing. I'll have to rewatch it again. I've literally haven't got back in that long from driving home for the game, but I know it, you can notice it when someone's had a good game, and you can notice it when they just have done fuck all. And that was exactly Kai Havertz today. He was just completely and utterly anonymous. And it's again for the calls. I want to ask Vic, Carl, in the chat in January. Would you be trying to pay release clause for Victor Gyökeres? Because I'm not being funny, boys. That would be the first thing that I'd be doing. The second, I'd be looking, if I was them Arsenal negotiation and transfers, I would be literally with my watch like that, waiting until the seconds ticked until it was 0-0-0-0 on the 1st of January, and I'd just lob that in. There you go. There's the release clause. Get him here. Get him here tomorrow. I want him now. There you go. There's all the money. Get him here. Win us the fucking league. It's as simple as that. But we just haven't got anyone ruthless enough, and you're going to get away with it on days. Like today, we managed to find a way, but it's not always going to be the case, is it? It's frustrating. Cole, aside from a tap-in, Havertz offers fucking nothing. 100% agree, mate. One of the worst players aesthetically to watch in years. He offers fuck all. Oh man, yeah. Wait, listen, couldn't have put it better myself. I mean, he is just an absolute fucking atrocity to fucking look at. He drives me mad. There couldn't have been a worse player to miss that for me than him, because I've never really I probably don't hate him as much as I did when he first started, because he scored a couple of goals, but I've never warmed him, and I don't think I ever will, because he's not what we want. We're throwing a player who really don't. Okay, he's a footballer, but what fucking position? Germany play him at left back sometimes, and they play him up front. We play him in midfield when we all know he's fucking shit in midfield, and he's not a striker. I paid 65 million on this geezer, and he bags about 250, 300 grand a week. I mean, that says everything about the transfer department and not being able to get it right, really, doesn't it? This geezer is just a monstrosity of a player. Like, listen, if from now we manage to get 20 goals more a season, at the end of the season, if we've won something, you'll go, fair play, Havertz. But none of us here are going to hold our fucking breath, are they? Do you know what I mean? We just ain't. The geezer isn't what we need. We spent 65 million quid. Let's get that right. 10 million quid short. The 85 million euro release clause for Gyökeres. Come on. A geezer who's absolutely dicking it. All right, the Portuguese league, you know what I mean? It's might not be the most fanatic, but you still got to put the ball in the net. And he's confident. He's coming on a high. That's why I just thought it would have been a fantastic thing for us to sign him in the summer, because he's coming in from a positive sort of, like the Declan Rice he'd just lifted. He'd left West Ham, but he'd lifted that European trophy. He was fucking buzzing. He come in with fanfare, the broken transfer record. There was a buzz about him. Declan Rice felt it. And what did he get for the first five, or probably the first 10 games of his Arsenal career? He probably got about fucking 8 man of the matches. And that's sort of what I think that Gyökeres, he'll come in with a buzz. The Arsenal fans will be buzzing. The player himself has just signed for Arsenal. We're there or thereabouts, challenging. We're not knocking on the door of top four no more. We're trying to knock on the door for the top. Everyone would be buzzing with that signing, but it's all down to this board. Get it over the line. Do something. I don't care what you have to fucking do. Just do it. You've made money this transfer window, yeah? You've made money. There's no excuses. Arsenal are in a phenomenal place. Absolutely no excuses for it. We've got a better Adidas deal. We've got a better Fly Emirates deal. We've got Sober Realty has just taken over our training ground. We've made a profit in the fucking summer. Our wage bill is healthy. Why? We've got Champions League 2 seasons in a trot. We're going to be there and there or thereabouts. And the bad season to come off the record. Throw the money down. What ambition have you got, board? That's what we're going to ask. What ambition have you got? If we're there or thereabouts, which I expect us to be, Let's get that right. If we're there or thereabouts, at least, 2, 3 points behind, probably maximum 3 points behind. Go out in January and go, we want to win this league. And not only do we want to win this league, we want to fucking dominate this league. We want to win this league. We want to be a force again. And we're not going to be a force again with Mourinho. Signing Mourinho, another fucking centre back. All right, welcome players, good. None of us wanna knock them. Let's get that right. Now they're Arsenal players. We all hope they do well, but we all want that striker. Get it fucking done. Show us what you actually mean. Stan, well, not Stan, silent Stan. Josh, your little Christmas toy Arsenal. Show us you mean business, for fuck's sake. Vic, how was the crowd today? Man, yeah, it was quite subdued, if I'm being honest. It only sort of woke up. I think really, I can't think what it was in the second half. It wasn't obviously the third goal from us. I think I can't think sort of, but it might have been when Ethan Waneri come on. I'll get into him a little bit, but it was quite quiet, mate. Do you know that? I don't know why. We've come back off from an okay week, I guess. The draw, albeit a little bit gutting against Manchester City. When the dust settles, you're like, well, yeah, it was a little bit shit, but considering, you're a little bit more at peace with it a week later than you are an hour later, you got a nice little 5-1 win at Bolton. Yeah, it was really quiet. Really, it felt like a Carabao Cup game. Pardon me. It felt like a Carabao Cup game, It was, yeah, it just had a bit of nervousness. And I touched on it at the start. I think it was because there was that little bit of pressure because everyone knew that City dropped points and it was a big deal for us to win today. That's what I sort of feel like it meant. Um, it sounded hit and miss until we got desperate again. I expect crowd to be awesome and for the PSG game, Aaron. And PSG Ultras will be lively for them lot. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, I'll let you know. Are you going, Vic? I think I can remember you saying, was it you saying you got the ticket and you was taking the nephew? I think. So I mean, yeah. If that's the case, we'll have a little chat about it. But yeah, I mean, I sort of do expect us to sort of be a bit more up for it. I thought maybe the crowd today. I think maybe the players a little bit. We never really got out first gear. We didn't really have to in the first half. It was fairly sort of simple, wasn't it? They done absolutely fuck all. I mean, let's get that right. I mean, they done absolutely fuck all, Leicester. And it weren't even because we were so excellent they couldn't do fuck all. It's just because they were so shit they couldn't create anything. We didn't really have to do anything. Nice little bit of football, 2 goals. Didn't take our chances. Could have been even a little bit more. We'll have to be a lot more on it and a little bit more wide awake for the PSG game. Let's get that absolutely bloody right. Because whilst they might not have Mbappe, Neymar, and Lionel Messi up front anymore, they'll still have that players that are going to damage us. And like you quite rightly say, Vic Mucker, their away end's going to be up for it. So us fans need to be equally, equally up for it as well. Aces, big up, my man. How you doing? Good to see you in the chat, guys. Vic, I do hope we sign a striker early in Jan. Absolutely, mate. But do we ever do that? Well, I think the last time we signed a striker in Jan was Aubameyang, wasn't it? But I mean, what was that? Must have been about 7 years ago ish. It was about that there or thereabouts, wasn't it? And let's get it right. He done all right for us. It's a shame sort of how it ended for him in an Arsenal shirt. But I suppose we can show the capacity, but obviously it was under a different regime. I mean, it was 2 managers ago, wasn't it? Let's get that right. I just sort of hope then we can show the same sort of ambition as I say ambition as we did then. Let me cut that short. I just hope we sign a striker just like we did then, because that ain't ambition. Let's absolutely get that right. Should have been out of sight in the first half. Yeah. Complete utter garbage. Yeah, man. Like, look, listen, it was a frustrating one, wasn't it? When we got that goal just before the second half, just before the first half sort of ended, I thought, do you know what? There you go. We've actually done all right here. We You know, we needed sort of that after them sort of nervy moments of the Declan Rice and the things you think, I want a 2 goal cushion here. And we got a 2 goal cushion. And honestly, I thought it was game over. Foolish of me, I know. Very, very, very foolish. But we just there, that first half of that, the second half, we just did not bother to turn up, did we? And it was absolute fucking frustration from them. And we're lucky, you know, we kept pressing, but we kept missing chance after fucking chance after chance after chance. A lot of them from set pieces, which we know we're good at. Um, we're not always going to get away with it. And that's the worrying thing. We need that gunman up top to put the ball in the back of the net consistency, because we're not always going to get a 93rd and a 94th-minute goal, are we? Do you know what I mean? Let's fucking get it right. Vic, yeah, evening, Vic, evening, brother. Edu, yeah, you only buy Poundland fucking players. Do you know what? We need to stop scraping the bottom of the fucking barrel, don't we? And it's got to start January now. Look, I know we're not even in October yet, but we can already see, and we already knew as Arsenal fans anyway, if Haaland wasn't at City the last 2 years, we're going for a third title. If Arsenal had a player, even a striker, even half as good as Erling Haaland, we'd have had at least 1 Premier League titles in the last season. To summarise it, we need a fucking striker. It's not hard, is it? You know, it's just not hard. Sign a fucking striker, for crying out loud. I reckon if we'd have signed Ivan Toney, whilst I don't think he's the long-term solution to Arsenal, I reckon we'd have probably won the league last year. You know, it's not hard, is it? I don't know why everyone in the fucking Arsenal fan base can see that we need a striker, bar fucking cigar smoking Edu, the barbecue wanker. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, very frustrating. Vic Giza. I actually can't tell you who I hate more out of Jorginho the kangaroo, or Kai the donkey, or Sterling the diving cheat, who I believe is finished. All Chelsea scumbags, as far as I'm concerned. Well, listen, for a start, none of them has fucking done it. Sterling's only just got here, but I mean, the little fucking Jurassic T-Rex, every time he comes on, he don't fucking do anything with his little fucking retarded arms running around. Like, I think like it's Kera's gonna come on the field and start chasing him to try and bring him back in the stadium. The geezer comes on and does absolutely nothing. Oh, sorry, well done, Raheem. Actually, sorry, well done. You scored a goal and made an assist against fucking Bolton. Oh, who gives a fuck about Bolton? Who gives a? I do give a fuck about the League Cup to some extent, but it's a League One team. You know, that's not where you're going to earn your money, is it? Do you know what I mean? Who gives a shit? I'll tell you who I hate more out of all that. Jorginho, yeah, he's not for me. I don't really hate him as much as I'm just like, but Kai the fucking Kai the fucking donkey, that'll do. You absolute pillock. The geezer is shit. He's just shit. He couldn't have frustrated a whole fan base anymore by signing for Arsenal. And by that, we even knew last season was like, oh, we're gonna get a striker. We thought, oh, why have we signed Kai Havertz out of nowhere? Oh, he's the striker. The geezer just can't finish. He cannot finish to save his life. He is not the player that is going to take us to the level that we want to be. He just isn't. You know, we came close-ish to a Premier League with him in the squad, but you know, when it sort of made he didn't make that difference. It was evident that he didn't make enough of a difference purely because he and his goals didn't win us a fucking Premier League. Haaland's and Man City's did. Is he going to be the difference in the Champions League? No, he's not going to be in the difference in the Champions League, because when we played the worst fucking Bayern team, maybe I'm 35, yeah, in a couple of weeks. That was possibly one of the worst Bayern teams I've ever seen since I've been, you know, acknowledging and understanding properly about football. What did he do then? Just fucking ghost, along with half the other squad, really, to be fair. But it's ridiculous. Yeah, sorry, man. Kai Havertz, you are my fucking Eeyore. You are absolutely shit. Aces, no trophies this season, unfortunately. Well, man, like, it's going to be one of them things, in it, bud? Of course, the old saying goes, we're going to have to wait and see at the end of the season. But, I mean, it feels like I can almost instantaneously write two of the games off, two of the trophies off, sorry. And them two obviously being Premier League and the Champions League. I just don't think we are. We've got a good record in the FA Cup, not with this team though. Arteta won it with another player's team, or another manager's team rather. And the Carabao Cup, can I see us doing anything in that? We'll just have to wait and see, I sort of guess, But we'll keep our fingers crossed. I'm not too sort of confident. It'd be nice to end the season with silverware rather. But let's get it right. No silverware, no job. It's as simple as that. Good win for you today, son. West Ham got a draw, and I still don't admit this has got Moyes. Yeah. Well, Papa, that Lopetegui or whatever his bloody name is ain't been fantastic, has he? Let's get it right. But yeah, we'll take the draw. We'll take the that's true. That is. We'll take the win today, and fair dues for actually getting something out of the game, Dad. You dirty hammer, Vic. Actually, I think we should and could have won the league the last 2 years, but we blew it. Oh, mate, we absolutely spaffed all in our pants, didn't you? We had a page three model in the shape of the Premier League trophy sat right there, sitting on top of us, and we blew it in our pants like the geezer from American Pie, didn't he? Just spaffed everywhere. Our asses fell out. We nearly got there, and we just fucking absolutely came. And it was absolutely embarrassing, wasn't it? Really? An absolute embarrassment. Nearly got it. Nearly FC. Almost FC. Excuse FC. Ranieri was a positive. Yeah, man. Needs more minutes at Martinelli's expense. Now, do you know what? Let's actually sort of get into that, yeah? Let's get into either of them two. First, we'll go on to Martinelli, right? Martinelli, wow. There was not a geezer in a fucking Arsenal shirt that needed a goal more than Martinelli today, was there? He desperately needed a goal. And he got one. And he got an assist today. Now look, fair play, but I'm not going to be deluded, and I know that no one in here or that's going to watch it is also deluded either. He's been shit for 18 months, and I'm not one of them giddy little spastic fucking top gooners. Oh, but he got an assist and a goal today. Well, we'll just forget about the 18 months he's been shit. Listen, it's a good start. It's a platform for him to build off, an absolute platform for him to build off. And of course, if he's going to start, I want him to. But as I said last week, the real Martinelli is locked up in this fraud's fucking basement, mate, and he's not letting him out. Like, where is he? Hopefully, hopeful FC, he can just build on this and just be something. But he's been shit. He's been absolute dog shit, isn't he? For the vast majority of 18 months. But let's just hope that he can just pick something up now. Because 2 seasons ago, I remember sat and just thinking, wow, we have got an absolute player here, an absolute player on our hands. Like, I was buzzing that he played for us and didn't sign for anyone else. And now I'm thinking, fuck me, he just ain't progressed a single bit. In fact, he's regressed tenfold. So like, I just hope that this geezer can fucking show some form that he did 2 years ago. It's going to give him confidence. He blazed one over in the bar first half again, didn't he? I don't know whether that was at 1-0 or it might have been at 2-0. I think it was at, oh no, sorry, I think that might have been 0-0 actually. And I thought to myself, fuck me, like he's just head down, and he's even doing it when he's shooting now, just fucking putting his foot through it. And he's Johnny Wilkinson in it over the bar every time. But he got himself a nice little goal. And I'm sure, Carl, mate, just sort of like me, you hope that he can just pick this up. But Ranieri at Martinelli's expense, I wouldn't mind Ranieri maybe at Thomas Partey's expense. I didn't think Thomas Partey was too bad today, but I think he's finished. I think the idea of getting another good season out of Thomas Partey maybe sort of gone. And I say Thomas Partey because if I was to say start, pardon me, if I was to say start my team against Southampton, I'd probably have Rice sat at the base of that six. I'd maybe have Trossard to the left hand side of him and Neri on the right hand side. And because he got a goal and assist, and because poor little fragile Martinelli's confidence is so wee little thin, I probably would carry on playing Martinelli for the next game purely because we just need maybe to just carry on and let him sort of build from that. But you're absolutely right in what you're saying. And Neri was a positive, and he does need more minutes. And do you know what? When he come on today, what a little cameo from him. You could, it might just be his own character anyway, yeah. But you can almost tell that he's an Arsenal boy, and by that you mean he wanted to come on and show something. Now, like I said, it might be character, it might just because he's an Arsenal boy, but when he come on, he absolutely had it. He was quality. He was twisting and turning people up in their box, making good passes. You know, he showed that he belongs there. He came on at 2-2, knowing that this whole stadium is expecting something to happen, and they're seeing him coming on, and they expect him to do something as well. I thought he handled that very, very, very good, and he's showing like he could be a real player. Now we don't know. We can see great cameos from anyone. Look at all the players in the past. I remember when Cesc Fabregas just left, and you boys in the chat will know. Do you remember Fran Merida? I thought that's all right, and he scored that absolute belter, didn't he, against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup 2-1 win at the Emirates. I thought he's going to be the bollocks, and he come on and had the good cameos, and he proved to not really do anything with his career. So we can never say anything for certain, but yeah, he's looking like he's going to really do the business. And Carl, I absolutely fucking 100% agree with you, brother. He needs to get more minutes, mate. We need to seriously start giving him a go. Almost sort of like, and I know circumstances were different, but like when Emile Smith-Rowe and that came into the team, give him a chance, and to a good extent, they showed what they can do, and I hope so, mate. Vic, I'll be at the PSG game, bro. Yeah, I thought we sort of like said where we said he was going to take the nephew man. Yeah, or have a good one, mate. Fingers crossed we leave the stadium in a good moment, mate. And like I said, I'm sure I'll see you at some stage, my man. I'll look forward to that, guys. Watch out for Barcola. He's a baller. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know too much about him. My European football since this league has started, and trying to set up the channel and going on and doing a little bit. My European team knowledge it's gone down a little bit. I've not been watching as many games as I have done, work and all of that, etc. I'll trust your fucking judgment. I'll absolutely keep an eye at him. But yeah, I'm not going to lie to anyone's face and say I know everything about Atomis. It's lacking a little bit at the minute, my man. Yeah, Vic, what we're saying, Geezer, I actually don't think we have replaced Laka, Orba, and we've sold Eddie. I know, yeah, 3 of them, mate. Absolute madness. I'd love 2 quality strikers, but more chance of me winning the lotto 5 times straight, mate. I think there's more times you fucking winning the lotto about 8 times straight in the fucking Euro millions, 4 times in between it. Yeah, I don't really know why Mikel Arteta absolutely fucking hates strikers. Or maybe he just loves strikers, just loves fucking putting shit ones in there that are midfielders that can't play midfield, like Kai Havertz. I mean, what we actually fucking doing with that geezer? It's madness. If literally Kai Havertz scoring 20 goals in a league season as Arsenal striker is basically like you winning the lotto 5 times straight in a row. Erling Haaland, it's like 0.005 fucking to 1 odds for him to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's just a given, an absolute banker. They've got that. I don't know why. Yeah, and you look at them as well. Eddie, we got 30 million, and the other 2 we let go for free. I mean, absolute fucking stinkers, really, when you come and think about it. We got 30 million to sell Laka, Aubameyang and Eddie Nketiah. Scratching your fucking heads, innit, mate? Madness. Luis Enrique will score for Teta on Tuesday night. Aces, mate. I fucking hope not. But listen, he's shown his credentials, isn't he, as a manager? Luis Enrique, he's done it obviously with Barcelona. Um, anyone can win. It's a harsh thing to say, but you know, you don't have to be the greatest manager, really, I guess is what I'm saying, to win at PSG. But the geezer knows how to get teams playing, doesn't he? And of course, it's going to be a decent test. You know, Arteta's going to have to outwit, you know, a really good manager here. Whether he's going to be able to do it, I don't know. I obviously hope so. But what I do hope, and absolutely do fucking hope, is that we're not going to just, especially while we're at home, go up there and just be defensive to what they're going to do. Mate, Aces, what do you think, mate? We've got to go out and attack them, yeah? We cannot just go, oh, always PSG with Luis Enrique as manager and fucking have skids in our pants. We've got to go down there at that Emirates and fucking take the game to them. It's our home, it's our own patch. Because we fucking ain't got Odegaard in the team, innit, mate? Doesn't mean to say, oh, all attacking is just totally gone out the fucking window. Absolutely out the window. And I'm not without Odegaard. How are we going to fucking score a goal without Odegaard? You know, who gives a fucking shit about Ghostagard? He probably wouldn't have turned up in the game anyway. Now, I know he can, on his day, he can be fantastic. But come on, we're still an attacking team. We should be able to take the game to Luis Enrique's PSG on Tuesday night. And I fully expect us to go there and stamp authority on it. I don't want us to spend the first 5, 10, 15 minutes of that game fucking defending. I want to see them defending. I want to see, and like what Vic, or was it maybe Carl that sort of said earlier, they're going to be right up for it, the old PSG Ultras. Yes, they fucking are. And I want us to shut them the fuck up straight away, because that's how we get through this. I want to attack them. We're not going to win these competitions by playing this cagey defensive game. We'll win games and we'll draw them. We'll prevent teams from winning. But we cannot do this for 60 games a fucking season and expect to be able to do this many times in Arteta's reign. It's as simple as that. I like that we do have that in our game. Let's not get that. Let's not get that twisted, mate. I like that we've got that in our game, but I don't want it to be our fucking A game. Do you know what I mean? I want it to be our B or C game. I want us to go, do you know what? We've got our main striker, which we haven't got. Our big striker out. Saka's injured. You know, we've got, you know, one of our midfielders out, Odegaard out. We're not looking great here. We're away at PSG. Maybe we might have to fucking defend this one a little bit. Or, you know, like, you know, in-game sort of manage that. I don't mind having that as our B game. But when it's our A game, that's a fucking issue for me. Now, you can maybe counteract that by what I'm saying by saying is, yeah, but would you take playing that and winning something end of it? Yes, I would. Well, hindsight's a fucking great thing. None of us have it. If we did, we'd all be millionaires. Like, wouldn't we? We all would exactly do what Vic said. We'd be winning the lottery every fucking week. But we don't have hindsight. I just want us to be able to take the game to these teams, a proper game of football, without looking like Jose Mourinho side. It's boring. It is fucking boring. We scored 4 goals today, and I fucking still nearly fell asleep. It's fucking madness. Well, there we go. I suppose we can't have it all the time. Yeah, Vic, exactly right. He's a fucking bin rummager, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's probably where he gets all his fucking steaks from. You know, just like he's rummaging through fucking all these bins, you know, and the bits that fucking restaurants have sort of thrown out, and he's lobbing it on the barbecue. We've probably got a cigar with all like butts on the floor that he's fucking wrapped together in a second-hand Rizzler. Do you know what I mean? And trying to make himself look like a geezer. The geezer's a fucking helmet, mate. Absolute spastic. Carl, are you enjoying streaming so far? Yeah, for the most part, it's all right. You know, I think I've sort of said in streams before, mate. I'm out my comfort zone doing it. When I'm down the pub talking to a few mates and things like that, you know, I'm like this. I can talk. I'm a little bit more wittier, a little bit more quicker. But I was always that kid at school that when it comes to sort of because I know this ain't performing, but you know, like when you had to read out, you know, when you got you'd read a book out loud and you have to do sentences. I was a good reader, but I never liked doing it. You know, like when you had this end of school year play, I think I ain't fucking acting. I look like a right cunt doing that. Things like that ain't for me. So this it naturally isn't for me, but Arsenal is for me. This community is for me. And do you know what? Like when I start seeing so many El Mutante shows, they're all on the fucking rise. Look at that fucking little praying mantis goblin. That little fucktard. Henry, fucking right. Not like that. The praying mantis fucktard. So it's what's Tottenham. All he's fucking doing is just talking about Arsenal just to get fucking clout. And I can see Arsenal fans, they're all coming on there. And I just thought, do you know what? Like the equilibrium of this fucking wanky YouTube is just all off, mate. Like I need to just try and just fucking bring a little bit more balance into a bit of realness because there's really good streamers out of themselves that aren't deluded cunt nuggets. You know, there's a lot of them. But nowhere near enough as many fucking knobheads, is there? Like you know it, boys. Anyone that watches the stream, people in this chat, there's a lot of mutant wanker channels, isn't there? And it's fucking unbearable. And you know, like I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna come on and just say some F's and some C's, talk some real sense, and it's a bit therapeutic for me, mate. Like you know, coming home from the game, you know, sometimes I'll sit there and I'll get a little bit frustrated all the time, and I've got a beautiful missus, two beautiful kids, and the Arsenal bring me down, man. Like they do, and you know, like with recent seasons' failures, and especially when we were shit, you know, I can get a little bit short. I'm just being honest with you. I can get a little bit short, not snappy. I'm never usually a bit of a massive wanker, but I can get a bit snappy, and then you know, I just need that little bit to vent. And fuck me, well, here we go. It's a bit of therapy for me, boys. And you know, if a few people watch it and a few people like it and appreciate that, I'm just talking straight from here because that's wherever I say, it's always from here, absolutely always from here. And I just hope that people will, you know, what I mean, appreciate it along the way. But without going all around the houses, fella, with my answer, yes, it's all right. I'm getting on. It's like anything, you know. I'm shit at computers, so I've had to learn how to do these fucking thumbnails. No one's help. People have offered help. Let's get that right. But I'd rather do things myself or try myself, you know, because let's just say, for argument's sake, someone done the first thumbnail for me. Oh, that's cool, that's done. But what about the next one? What about the next one? Or if I learnt myself, I could just stop fucking pestering other people. So there's been a lot to learn and lots of things like that. But man, we're getting there, and I keep seeing wonderful faces like yours and these guys and the rest of you in the chat. It's worth it for me, mate. It's absolutely fucking worth it for me, and I appreciate it, my man. And thank you very much for being here. Vic, what we're saying, I actually feel for guys, pet donkeys, they deserve better, mate. Yeah. Well, we deserve better as well, mate. Don't we, Vic? We deserve better than Kai Havertz. We do, brother. Lee Sharp. Unpopular opinion. I love Kai Havertz. Lee, this or that way, cameras mirrored, whatever, is one of my best mates, yeah. And don't worry, people, he's just being a massive helmet. He's like me, he can't stand Kai Havertz. Otherwise, delete my fucking number, you wanker. Love you, brother. Vic Lafia, what we saying, brother? Ask yourself a question. Would City or Paul buy Kai Havertz and play him up top week in, week out? Hell no. So why would we have this fraud? 2 words. Arteta. Edu. Artedu. 1 word. Artedu. Wank stains. They've signed some good players. They fucking signed some absolute stinkers, didn't they, as well? Let's get it right. And I think this striker position's, it's like, that's why they get paid the big bucks, isn't it? Yeah? We all know football. We're all not stupid. That's why the strikers earn the big bucks, because they win the games. We pay big bucks to a geezer that fucking doesn't win the games to us. He's on, all right, he might not be on earning Haaland wage, but as a striker, the money he's taking home, nearly 300 fucking grand, It's got to probably be competing with some of the best strikers out in Europe. There or thereabouts, isn't it? For what he's doing out there, absolutely fucking nothing, mate. Mama, how we doing, girl? My mama Flossie. Evening, Aaron. Evening to you, superstar Geordie. And thank you as well very much for giving us a nice little 1-1 draw. I bet you were buzzing today, weren't you? I didn't watch the game myself. I was in the car heading down. I had little bits of it on the radio. So I don't actually know how you played. I didn't really sort of had time to process anything really from what maybe of 12ish to pretty much sort of now. But 1-1, excellent result. You'll take it. And like I said in our group chat on Insta, um, and every team, any team's going to find it hard there. And it's one of the games in the season where obviously Arsenal, I all believe, will find it hard there this season. But it's one of them games where you see Liverpool go there, where you see Man City. Say just use them two as an example as our direct rivals for first place. I expect when City as they have, and Liverpool go there, that they will have a hard time, and that was proven today because Newcastle can make things absolutely difficult. They're a good side, and they've got fantastic fan base at that ground that can make it daunting for any fucker to go there. And fair play, I'm absolutely buzzing that you've got the result for me and for you. Yeah, evening chat, evening mama. Yeah. She's absolutely buzzing. Yeah, but all good. Thanks. I thought we would get beat, so yeah, I'm happy. Nah, do you know what? Yeah, fair plays to you, mate. Fair plays to you, girl. 100%. Now that Martinelli got a goal, I hope he kicks on. But he's been dog shite for a long time. Vic, exactly what I said earlier, mate. He has been a bit dog shit, isn't he, fella? 18 months. Now, look, it's like one of them things. It might be not the best analogy, yeah, but sometimes I've been with my missus 11 years, yeah, and sometimes I've mega pissed her off, right? Just just being a dick, right? I've mega pissed her off. You think, all right, I won't do that again. And then they want to believe you, but you can't prove it on day one, can you? You need time to just go, all right, yeah, I won't do that again. I'll be better. I'll do this, that. You need time to show it. And it's almost the same with Martinelli. Um, we can only sort of hopefully give him that opportunity. He scored them 2 goals, but we won't know whether this is his turning point. He's going to kick on. We won't know until another couple of months, or maybe we might not know until another 2 games because he might stink the place out again. But mate, I just hope that we can just go from here. We know he's got it in him because he's had good seasons when he first came. That's why I think we missed a trick as well. Let me just touch on this as well with Martinelli, fella. I think we missed that little trick, not playing him up front and not fucking Jesus out because he's had his chance up front, blew it. We should have had Martinelli up top against Bolton and Jesus out on the right hand side to just give him another little go there, a little experiment, if you will. If it's not happening, switch him back over. Not fucking hard, is it? They'll take us standing there like fucking plane signals at the fucking sideline every fucking 90 minutes. So it wouldn't have been hard to translate that onto the pitch if you didn't fancy it. But yeah, man, I hope for him because there's something there. But at the minute, just isn't, is there? Anthony, big up, fella. How you doing, mate? Big up, Aaron. Yeah, good first half, but second half up to the 94th minute, we were poor. Absolutely, mate. And then we stepped up in the last 5 minutes of the game. And listen, Ant fella, thank God we did, mate, because this stream, the whole general mood around us Arsenal fans, it would have been disastrous. And I'm already sort of seeing sort of parallels between this season and seasons gone by. And by that, I'm sort of meaning, we're going to Tottenham getting a win. We're going to tricky teams that are competing in the top 4, like Aston Villa. We're getting a result. We've got a win. We're going away to Man City. We're getting a draw, which on the face of it, if you win at home, is an excellent draw. It might be a fantastic draw for City. Who knows? We don't know until game 38. But what I've sort of almost lost my train of thought there. Well, annoying, but more to the fucking point. The parallels, apologies for last season is we're losing these games and these titles to the smaller teams. Now, this game here, the Leicester 2-2, was giving me almost like what was it, the Bournemouth vibes. And albeit I know the third goal wasn't exactly a stunner like it was with Reece Nelson, but we shouldn't have to be relying on this. And all right, we got away with that game, but what about the Southampton game? What about the Fulham games? We are losing this league and the last two leagues, dropping points at home mostly as well, which is the fucking frustrating bit of it, to promoted sides. You know, we've seen it in the last two seasons. When you actually take this, right, if you actually turn the Arsenal, Liverpool last season and Manchester City into a mini league, Arsenal had 8 points because we beat both teams home and drew away. And Manchester City and Liverpool drew with each other. We win that league, that little mini league, 8-5-5, 8-3-3. Apologies, Ant. So that tells me that we are losing this title to the fucking smaller sides. Leicester are promoted. We were 2-0 up at half time. Why are we making the fucking game so difficult for ourselves? Second half. It's something that absolutely needs addressing. These final little minutes of games, these final little minutes of the first half, these final minutes of the second half, final minutes at the end of the game. Close it out. And it's almost reminiscent of why we can't fucking win this league and close this league, because them last little details, them last little moments when it happens. All right, we got it through today, but we really couldn't have. And that's the worrying thing, at 2-0 up at half time, to have to rely on a 94th minute winner and then we get the other one is not sustainable. And we've seen it the last 2 years. It's not fucking sustainable. At some stage, we will lose that 2-1. At some stage, we'll lose that 3-2. At some stage, we will draw that 2-2. And as we know, we can't beat Manchester City off a fucking par at the start of the season, let alone giving them a fucking big lead. So yeah, whilst look, yeah, it's a little bit worrying. We got it done. I suppose we can take the positives from that, but yeah, does that? How you doing, brother? Martinelli ain't been the same since his injury. Look, he had that big injury, didn't he? Beforehand, I know what you mean when it was Emery fella. Big up to you as well, mate. By the way, yeah, he had that big injury. And then he sort of come back, and I think he'd had that 22-23 season then, and I thought, here we go. But since that season, yeah, he's just not been up for it as he does, or he's not been right. But my man, we can only hope that he can come back, and I can only hope that your backside is parked next to me at the Emirates in the next couple of games as well, because I've missed my little partner in crime, mate, sat next to the Emirates. Now you've got your reasons, brother, but it'd be good to see you, man. Yeah, big up Anthony. Yeah, big up Ant fella. Appreciate the view, mate. Cheers for coming and giving us support. Vic, I still want to see Martinelli through the middle myself. Yeah, look, listen, I just thought, it was the perfect opportunity. And then there's another opportunity. We'll obviously have to see when we get to Preston North End where we are there, but it's a great opportunity, isn't it? To, really, really, really give him an opportunity and an experiment. I want to see Sterling's playing for them games in that Preston North End games where we can experiment. Your Sterling's on the left, give him some minutes. I want to see Martinelli up top. Fuck off Jesus out on the right. I mean, fuck him off at the end of, in January. I want some of that Saudi money. Give me some of that Saudi money for him. He just doesn't work. But yeah, experiment for him. They're the games where we've got to sort of do it, Bristol Rovers tractor supporter. Ooh, yes, Ant. Yeah, hope you're well, bud. Papa. What's that? As you know, son, I hate Martinelli. Yes, I do know that you do. That's how you spell it. Well done. I remember you used to sing his praises. A dirty little get going to the floor, yeah. And Oi and Amma Rice has give you stability. Well, yeah, Oi, you're lucky when you come around mine and done me a little favour helping me out. It was a big favour helping you out with the house. People, yeah, obviously that's Dad. He helped me out with the house, and I was so tempted. The season that we signed him, I bought him a West Ham top for as a little thank you. Do you know what I mean? Oh, fuck me! Every little bit of me wanted to put Rice on the back of it because it just signed for us at the time. Oh, it took a lot. It took a lot for me to not to do that, but I sort of thought, oh, do you know what, Aaron? He's helped you out. Oh, maybe just give him a fucking top that ain't a piss take. So yeah, you had that, and yeah, Dad, you don't like Martin. He could go on the floor a little bit too easy, but enjoy the top. Sorry, Mama. Evening, Mama. Yeah, Mama. Evening, Cole. How's yeah? Would you have a late night, Cole? Did you, mate? Much better, yeah. Hope you're well. I'm guessing that's a yes. We'll let Oza and Orba go for free. I know, yeah. Fucking unspent 100 million on them. Only gave them about 800 grand a week each, even as well in the end. What a recuperation. What a recuperation of money that was. Giving them away for free and probably spending 200 fucking million on the pair in the end, including wages. Shocking from the club. Oh, absolute basement, mate. Fucking basement. The only trophy he has is with a squad he apparently was brought in to dismantle, and he fucking did. Yeah, fix the club. Hilarious to our fans. Yeah, mate. Listen, this season, no Silver, no fucking job. Got to do it. But what have we done? Oh, here's a free fucking year contract. There you go. It's basically the same money as Guardiola, one of the best managers that's ever lived. Yeah, you deserve that only because he's won 4 Premier League trophies in a row, done a treble, won 3 fucking Carabao Cups and a couple of FA Cups, World Cup, Super Cup. Oh, but Arteta's won the FA Cup 5 years ago with someone else's team. Fucking madness. And we're gonna have it another 3 years. That's the annoying thing about it. Arteta will walk before he's sacked, and I don't see him walking anytime fucking soon, mate. Let's get that absolutely double right. I'm worn out. This girl's got me tired. Oh, everyone's at the time. I'm a little bit fucking tired as well, Mama, to be honest with you. On my flossy, well worth it. No, especially, yeah, no, Carl, I appreciate it, mate. Yeah, as long as every stream can get that little bit better, I can get that little bit more used to it and things like that. That's sort of all of my. But most importantly, it's nice having the support of people like you, man, all the time. Craig, how you doing, brother? Arteta too late with his subs, but we still show character to get a win. I think that sort of win will give us more confidence for Tuesday. My son, go on, big up the Ronnie. His first Champions League game, so they need to win. Are you going? I need to know that because this geezer, yeah, chat. I love him to absolute fucking pieces. So do you remember the West Ham game last season, right? It was nice, cold, chilly December. I'm there, obviously, in my shorts, as I always do. Don't wear trousers. I fucking hate shin prisons. You'll never see me in a pair of trousers. I've met up with Craig, who's going to the game. So we're out having a beer just before. We're walking just to the stadium. He's got to do a right. I've got to go to left to go into Block F. He's gone, well, I haven't won in the last 8 games I've been here. I went, why the fuck would you say that just before the game, Craig? Arsenal lost 2-0 to West Ham. Craig, if Ronnie's going to that fucking Champions League game at PSG on Tuesday, your brother better be fucking taking him. Yeah, let's get that right. Stay, or if you're taking him, stay out the fucking stadium. We need to get a win, Craig. Stay out that fucking stadium. Love you, mate. Big love. Como said they are diamonds. Here we go. Oi, oi! Gordon Dow, how you doing, brother? My Oasis brother. Big up, Dow, mate. Cheers for coming over as a bit of support. As long as you ain't there, Craig. Yeah, see, Dazza knows it. Dow, you were there with us, wouldn't you, when he said that for the West Ham game? Absolute fucking madness, mate. Couldn't believe it. Why would you say that? Fucking absolute. They learn from the best, matey. Craig. Darren, my curse is gone. I was at Spurs the other week, yeah, but that was away. That was away. You're an Emirates fucking. You're a curse, Craig. Stay at that fucking stadium. We need a good start in the stadium. People, if we lose, it's his fucking fault. That was a toilet bowl. Emirates curse is still valid. Absolutely fucking right. It is, mate. Not bad, lad. We did well. Yeah, mama. Absolutely buzzing. Yeah, I blame McDonald's. Yeah, arrested for a late fucking burger, eh? What a Valentine's Day that was. I won't get into that, but what a Valentine's Day that was. Arsenal Leicester that was. Do you remember, boys? 2-1. Danny Welbeck late goal. Wow, that was a story. Thankfully, I was the only one that didn't get nicked that night because I was a good boy. I had to be. I got to bounce, and I've got stream Aaron, Mama. Big up as always. Absolutely fantastic for the appreciation. Of coming over here. You know, it's greatly appreciated. My girl, thank you very much. Big up chat as always. Don't go to McDonald's on football days no more. I fucking don't blame you, mate. I don't blame you. After but the two of you, Daz, Craig, their shower of fucking shit that evening was. I'm surprised you even go to McDonald's from them. Absolutely, man. Right, Liverpool. Yeah, we'll destroy us in 4 weeks' time. Aces, it's on my birthday, that 27th of October. I fucking hope they don't, mate. You know, I kind of hope that we're gonna have a good little result there. We've not done too bad against them at home. You know, I know there was that FA Cup one, wasn't there, in the middle of it, you know, where we weren't sort of too great. But yeah, you know, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But you know, Liverpool had a hard time against Nottingham Forest. We can see they're easy to get out. I didn't watch the game today. I see it was a 2-1 away at Wolves. But you know, I guess we'll sort of have to wait and see. I'm just going to take this last comment from Craig, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I've just realised I've been waffling for about fucking hour. I've got to get the kids to bed and all. But yeah, what we're saying, yeah, Craig, yeah, Justin, my my bro, yeah. Listen, stay away from fucking McDonald's. Everyone that's still watching the chat, Craig Overton, make sure he stays out in that fucking stadium for the PSG game because we will not win. Craig, I absolutely love you, brother. And people, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you, as always, for coming in. I greatly appreciate it, man. It's so good to see some faces of old, you know, that I know, the likes of Craig, and some of the new, you know, the Aces, the Mamas, the Vicks, the Carl Rossies. It's absolute fantastic, and it will always, always, always be greatly appreciated by me, man. I I'll always on the weekends 100%. I'll be coming on and doing a live stream almost every time, about between about an hour or two after every live game. Champions League midweek ones, I don't know, because I'll probably be getting home about between 11 and 12. It might be a little bit late, but I've been flirting with the idea of doing some midweek stuff. So have a little look out for that, people. But don't forget, man, like and subscribe, people. Like Jo. Good to fucking see you, brother. Good to see you, my man. Liverpool fan, but a good fucking geezer. Thank you very much for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Dazza, all the best. Vic, all the best. People, absolutely. Take it easy. Bye bye. See you soon.